Alright, I'm back. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you all had a good break. Also, hello, Crazy B3. This music is so mystical. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like the background music I got. I remember talking to the composer, Rao, right? Just asking them, hey, could you compose, something that sounds like you would hear it in a tavern? And they came back with that, and it sounds real good. I've been using it for almost a year now. Crazy to think about. Hasn't even been a year since I've revealed my current model, but I've been loving it. I've been loving every minute of it. Yeah, we're gonna get into tonight's game here. This is Brotato. This one's actually been out for a while, and so has the DLC Abyssal Terrors. But if you don't know, this is developed and published by Blobfish. And this one has had a pretty interesting trajectory. I remember looking at this when it first came out, right, in 1.0 in 2023, right, and then they announced the Abyssal Terrors DLC, and that came out a year later, I think, right? And then I think there was like radio silence for a while, right? People were just like wondering, oh, are we gonna get like more patches, right? More post-launch updates, and like they were a little worried, right? Because they were like, yeah, if you're done, right, it's fine, it's cool, just let us know, right? And then out of the blue, I guess it feels like, and the post just came out, and it said Evil Empire was coming in to help out with the development and everything, and, well, this game's received a steady stream of updates since then, right? They've had a couple of post-launch updates which had names and everything, as Evil Empire and Motion Twin usually do with theirs, and they announced a second paid DLC. I think they teased it, right? It's like Primal Dread supposed to be coming out this year, so yeah. But tonight I'm finally gonna get around to checking out Abyssal Terrors. So let's get in here. Let's start a run. You can see you have the Abyss. This is like a map that came with the Abyssal Terrors DLC. Really changes enemy composition and everything. You can see there's also a whole new set of characters for us to go for here. We have the Sailor, we have the Curious, Builder, Captain, Creature, and Chef. There's a lot of them, right? And they all have like their own appearances and starting items if applicable, and set of attributes that will usually inform your playstyle in one direction or another. Yeah, why don't we start from the start here with the Sailor. Plus 200 damage with naval weapons against cursed enemies. So they start with a lot of curse, they deal less damage naturally. Oh, they can only equip tier 2 weapons or above. And then dodge is capped at 20%, and harvesting modifications are reduced by 100%. So that is to say, don't bother with harvesting because you'll get 0 gains out of it, no matter what. That's the thing you need to especially pay attention to, right? Whatever gains are boosted or reduced, because that's like a pretty obvious signpost right there. It's like, yeah, go focus on that, or don't focus on that. But okay, I actually have not played on the Abyss map yet, even though I did come back into this recently to try it out. So this will be my first time. Let's see what sort of naval weapons I can get. Of course, there's an anchor. Swing that around. Or a trident, another classic nautical weapon. Or the blunderbuss. I guess it makes sense, right? If you're thinking of like a sort of a piratey naval ship faring kind of deal, you think of like the weapons you have to stuff the bullets into the barrel and then fire the gunpowder, and you got to reload that way too. And I think that's how it works in Sea of Thieves, right? You gotta stick the bullets into the barrel and push it down with the little pushy stick, and then you can fire it again. But I read they put in other weapons too now, right? It's not just like they one. I don't know. I think they've always had multiple guns. Anyways, let's start a run. I probably should. I can talk some more when we get in there. Oh. Accidentally selected danger level 1. I meant to pick 0, but yeah, 1 should be manageable. I also read that this gun reloads when you pick up materials, so I guess it kind of encourages you to stay on the defensive, huh? Right, keep on picking up stuff, because that's how you reload the weapon. Otherwise, it has a really long reload time. Yeah, you can see the stats there, right? The line that it says 20 is the cap for it, so you can increase it, but can't get that much out of it. So yeah, you have experience, you level up, and if you manage to get to the end of the wave when you have level ups, you can pick between 4 mutations, right? That'll increase your base stats in some way or another. I gotta pick armor, actually. Start with a little defense, and yeah, and then you go to a shop where you can spend the green things you pick up. They call them materials. So I just need like more naval weapons. That's what I'm really after here. So I'll I probably should have reroll first. That's fine. I think I'll still be fine with a blunderbuss, right? Yeah, if you don't know, this is a wave-based bullet heaven horde survival kind of game. Goal is to survive 20 waves of enemies, and you'll level up and buy upgrades and get materials, pick stuff up, try not to die before the end. So you'll find chests out in the field too. Sometimes they get dropped by trees, sometimes they get dropped by other enemies, but they'll have a random item in there, and you can choose to take it or recycle it, which gets you materials you can use to buy other stuff. But I think I usually like this one, right? A chance to heal when picking up material. Take it. And I think in this case I want luck, right? Because luck can help you get better items, right? Better quality things. Get it early and it can snowball. Oh man, I'll have enough money to get another blunderbuss. Like, thankfully you can lock items, right? You can lock them and they'll still be there in the next shop. And I'll just grab a corrupted shard. Oh, no, I'll buy it. Go to wave 3. Usually not advisable to have just one weapon this far into a run. But usually you just want to maybe pick stuff that works for you as well. As if worse comes to worse, I could get some filler stuff and sell it later, but you can save materials if you get the stuff you want right out the gate. So yeah, now we can afford this, so pick that up, and you know what? I'll get the sausage as well. Sausage procs burning, and that's always fun. And then we have here the snake, which spreads the burning even further. We'll lock that one in and head out with our dual blunderbusses. Another fun thing about this game, you can equip up to 6 weapons, right? Not 2, so it's not like you're stuck with just dual-wielding blunderbusses. Eventually you can get some other armaments. In fact, it's like pretty encouraged because each weapon will have like certain attributes on them, certain tags, and if you collect multiple weapons with the same tag on them, you can get yourself a boost in some way or another. So, for example, if you get a lot of guns, you can get increased range, and if you get like precision weapons, you can increase your crit chance, and so on and so forth like that, right? That also encourages you to kind of not just like pick up every weapon you can willy-nilly. You do want to focus in on some theme or another. And we have Curse. This is the thing they added for Abyssal Terrors. So you can see here they have it's a double-edged sword, right? Because curse will give a chance for enemies to become cursed when they become stronger, but as a trade-off, cursed enemies will drop more materials when they're defeated, and also weapons you find will have a chance of being cursed, which makes them more powerful. Also, cursed weapons will come with curse themselves, so it's kind of like a self-serving thing, right? You get a lot of curse, and you just keep on getting more and more curse because you keep encountering curses. I think small fish is something new they also added for this, which would be appropriate, but it's get boosted damage against enemies that have a high amount of health. I think it's like a item staple, right? Increased damage against enemies that have a large amount of health, so you can kind of burst them down more quickly. I think with the blunderbuss, you also don't want to be picking materials up right away, right? You want to have some stuff on hand so you can reload when a crowd of enemies come by and blast them to kingdom come. Anyways, it's probably pretty apparent why I decided to save this for the swimsuit reveal, right? Just getting down into the deep end, exploring another side of the sea, right? The deep sea. Deep sea, it's scary, isn't it? Like, obviously, the fish are gonna be appropriate because they need to survive down there, but yeah, I don't know. You see like some pictures of some of the things that live down there. It's like, oh man, it's extremely adverse conditions, but you know, you throw those in there and it certainly makes that place seem a lot more frightening. Yeah. Having said, the scaling in this game gets pretty nuts after a while, right? The first few waves, you'll probably be able to take a few hits, but as time goes on, if you don't invest in, like, armor or dodge upgrades, you'll find yourself getting taken down, like, 1 or 2 shots pretty quickly, which makes jumping into the fray all that much more risky. Fortunately, the blunderbusses seem to require that if you want to eke out any form of effectiveness with it. What's its normal cooldown? Yeah, 4 seconds. You're going to be waiting for 4 seconds if you, wait for it normally. So you won't be able to fire it off many times, so you practically have to jump into the fray in order to be able to get some mileage out of it. I'm thinking, do I want to pick up a pistol? Well, not like I had the money for it anyway, so I'll just save my stuff and stick it out with my 5 blunderbusses. I wish I got more naval weapons. Something that I could swing while my blunderbusses are on cooldown if I happen to be unlucky enough to not get access to materials. If you get it right, though, I imagine blunderbusses can really tear up a crowd, right? You grab materials to shoot the enemies, and the enemies will drop more materials that you can use to shoot more enemies, and if you're in the thick of it, you could really take care of a group pretty handily. Just gotta be at a good path for it. Dang it, I was trying to break down the tree, but I don't think I did a good job of it. Oh yeah, you can also see there's a ban system. Oh, here we go. A harpoon gun. It's a cooldown to 0.69. I think I'll grab that. And a banner. Since I have a free reroll, I'll do that. See, this mouse is all upshot. Well, I guess you could consider enemies to be an upshot. It's another double-edged sword thing, right? Obviously, you have more enemies to contend with, but Will drop you more materials, which is more experience, more currency to use in the shop. Okay, I think I'll lock these. I was gonna say, band system is something I noticed they added. I think that's like post Evil Empire kind of assistance. Something that will become more and more important as more items show up, but yeah. This game works on like an unlocks kind of system, right? You don't get like a meta currency that you can use to buy unlocks. You have to do certain accomplishments, like win a run with certain characters, or get your stats up to a certain level, or something like that in order to unlock new stuff. So the ban system in this game lets you ban 8 items. Right, and to unlock it, you have to get to you have to complete a run at a high enough difficulty level. Right, and you get 8 items to ban, just like that, unconditionally. You know, no strings attached. It's just that you have a limit of 8. Also, items only. They did bring up the idea of banning weapons when they were talking about it, but they said that it led to just being able to get a really good build consistently. So they're like, yeah, just items, right? You can ban items. We'll give you that. Ooh, I like rip and tear. We'll do it until it is done. But it gives enemies a chance to explode, and when it comes to games like these, AoE tends to be really good, right? Because it's one way to increase difficulty by just increasing the volume of enemies, so you have some way to whittle down the crowd. It'll usually go pretty well. Also, you might have noticed that I bought a blunderbuss even though my item slots were full. That's because you can combine them, right? You have items of the same tier and type, you can merge them together to get the next tier up, which makes it more powerful. Also frees up a slot for other stuff, but if you buy an item from the shop and you have the appropriate weapon in your... Or you buy a weapon in the shop and you have the matching weapon in your arsenal, and it's full, it'll just combine it for you, so you don't have to, you know, do any selling shenanigans or anything. So that's pretty nice. Yeah, that's also part of the game, right? You combine stuff together to make them stronger. If I get a little more lifesteal, well, maybe I'll get some armor. Should probably start focusing on that. We're on wave 9. I think this works. I have like the fire thing, so ooh, pickup range wouldn't be so bad either. You know, we'll just get that. Another nice mechanic to add: if you completely buy out the shop, you will be able to reroll for free. So that's pretty cool. I think I want to get these two. And oh, hey, look, another harpoon gun. Definitely grab that next round. So I think in the base map, Wave 9 tends to be the really good one, because that's when the weak enemies come out, so you can really just farm them for materials and experience, and looks like 10 might be that wave in here. The weaknesses of the blunderbuss certainly become more apparent if you hoard them, right? Because you fire them off and you know, you don't hit too many things, kind of just like cutting the enemies awkwardly while you try to get to a good spot to fire some more stuff. That's why it'll be nice when I can get the harpoon gun and the anchor. I can at least fire a few things while I'm on cooldown for the blunderbusses. Oh yeah, you can see getting smacked around by the enemies. I'm losing a bunch of life. Oh, this one's interesting. Your HP gets capped with the handcuffs, but you'll get a decent boost to your stats. I don't know, I usually don't like anything that limits my growth, right? What if I get more stuff? Especially something like HP. When the enemies hit harder in later waves, you want to be able to shore up your damage. Not sure if that's for me. Okay. Luckily, I can combine a bunch of blunderbusses here and free up some space for other weapons, items. This is one I rarely ever take, if any, because it's a plus 8% damage, which sounds really nice, but you do have to deal with special enemies. And you're like, oh yeah, sure, special enemies. Oh, that's not too hard, is it? Well, these enemies tend to be really, really fearsome. They're actually really, really potent, and if you're not careful, they will take you out quickly, so... Honestly, not a lot of items in Brotato are like that. They'll give you something, but usually have to give up something in exchange, right? Tend to be, some of them can be straightforward, like, you know, you'll lose certain stat in exchange for an increase in another. Sometimes they'll be more esoteric, like you get big boost, but one of your stats might be capped, or you know, you'll take a really severe penalty in a stat, or you'll get like another kind of disadvantage, or you'll have to deal with like a temporary disadvantage. Like, there are two items that boost your experience, but I think one of them increases the amount of enemies that can appear in the next wave, and the other one increases the enemy's health by a lot. It's like you have to determine if you know, you're willing to put up with the extra challenge for the temporary boost and the permanent boost. Burning acid activates 20% faster. Well, I should probably take that, shouldn't I? And yeah, see, if I got the handcuffs that other time, this plus HP would just be an instant pass. But look, I can pause to see my current character, so if I need a reminder of what they do. Okay, so speed doesn't affect them, so I could try picking this up. Oh, hey, look at that. XP gain. Maybe I should grab that and get that. And a medical turret would probably be a good idea. And... oh, you know what? I should get this for the armor. So yeah, armor has a number, right? Goes up by 1, but there's like some sort of formula happening in the background. Thankfully, they tell you like how much percentage damage you know, how much less damage you'll take from enemies. Ooh, fried rice. Extra regen for every currently burning enemy. I should probably have that. The Catling gun. Oh, this was like part of one of their free updates. It was like all about pets, and they added like 9 pets to the game. That was a free update too, so that's pretty rad, right? Okay, yeah, we're going out. We're moving out. See, now they got only 3 weapons that have the conditional cooldown. I can hold off the crowds a bit more. Hold them off while I run into a group of materials and then really let loose on them. Yeah, I can appreciate it, right? I can sort of appreciate it when the game gives you incentives to become aggressive, especially for someone like me who might lean a bit more towards the defensive side, a bit more on the avoidance side of things. There's games that are like, nah, you only be able to get the biggest benefit out of things if you get in there and get down and dirty. I mean, this game at its base already sort of encourages you, as most horde survival games usually do, by making it so that you can only get like extra currency or experience if you pick up like the pickups on the ground. So you need to be moving around, right? You can't just like park in a spot and kill things and passively level up that way. Just that the sailor kind of takes it to the next level. Yeah, get that, and we'll just ignore the shredder. Now, maybe I'll grab Oh, I can only get one of these. Should I get the scope? Well, it is a cursed scope, but it gets a bunch of range damage and range. I was thinking of that or the spicy sauce, which gives consumables a chance to explode, which would be pretty nice too, so I'll leave that there. Yeah, I'll pick up a little muscly dude to boost my melee damage. Gets me a range penalty, but look, I got like 91. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. All the stats, I think range is the one of the easiest to manipulate, because there's a lot of things that affect it one way or another. By large numbers, too. Yeah, kind of goes like this, right? The enemies become tougher, trickier, more numerous, and just have to keep going as your character just auto-attacks everything around it, right? You know the strategy, you know what you must do, now do it for 20 waves. Honestly, I can appreciate a wave-based survival game, you know, it gives you a bit of downtime as opposed to the other horde survivals, which is like, no, you gotta do like 20, 30 minutes straight. No rest, no downtime unless you pause a game. This one gives you some time to breathe and figure out your loadout, instead of having to do it all in real time. I also keep forgetting that I can re-roll the upgrades. It's a nominal amount of materials, so I should probably do this more often. Yeah, sure, let's get more range, why not? Oh, have your ball and chain, another one, right? It's you a good amount of stuff, but it does have like a small speed penalty, but big one. Weapons have a minimum cooldown of 0.75 seconds, which might not sound like a lot, but when you get these other weapons that have a... There are certain other weapons that have like a much shorter cooldown, right? Like there's an SMG weapon that has a really, really short cooldown, but imagine something like this would completely obliterate its effectiveness, right? Yeah, all that to say, you don't have to pick up every item, right? Just because it's like a rare item does not necessarily mean it's one you should pick up, right? Obviously, you should read the description, see what it does, and from there you can determine whether it's good for your build or not. That's also why the treasure chests, I guess, give you a choice between either picking up the item or recycling it, because you know, you might come across that item that completely is incompatible. It might even like completely brick your build too if you pick it up. Certainly see it in like other roguelites where you might have a chance of a random item that gets automatically added to your inventory, but if it's like a thing that completely is disadvantageous or works against you and might completely destroy like the effectiveness of some of the other stuff you have, and be unfortunate if you come across it. I forget which game it was, but there was like a certain like combination of traits that if you picked it up would like completely just annihilate a run. I forget, I think it was like some combination of your HP is like capped at a certain amount, and like I forget what else, but you can imagine it, right? if you have to take it without being able to turn it down. +1 max HP for every permanent 1 armor I have. Huh. I should probably focus on more armor, huh? You get some other items like that, which have like a bit of a scaling condition, right? Like that one scales HP with armor. And I think there's another one out there. There's like a hoodie, which gives you additional attack speed based on how much dodge you have. Which would obviously be much less effective on the sailor, but on other characters which have a higher dodge cap, you can imagine that probably really goes the distance. Oh! Is that the tardigrade? The tardigrade. This is a personal favorite. Nullifies the damage of 1 hit. It's like a shield, right? Imagine a shield from Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a little bit like that. Ooh, upgrade the harpoon gun. Let's do that. 3 HP recovered from consumables. Consumables heal you over 4 seconds instead of instantly. Boo. Some of these are interesting. Jerky. That has to be an Abyssal Terrors thing, right? Because I feel like jerky is a thing you hear about a lot out in sea. It's like, you know, you gotta keep the meat, right? Because meat spoils, and you don't want them eating spoiled meat, so drying it up and serving it up as jerky is a good way to have it last longer. 4 seconds is a pretty long time, too. If you need, like, the HP right away, that might be disadvantageous. On the other hand, if you're getting, like, hit constantly, that might be helpful. This game has, like, a very short grace period for getting hit. As I said before, damage ramps up quickly, so if you're not taking armor upgrades, you can find yourself in a situation where you could very easily be two-shot, right? Even at max HP, you just, like, run into a crowd, and then you suddenly see run, lost, you're like, oh god, what happened? Even then, just like, well, I took a risk, but boy, or was it? It was a calculated risk, but boy, am I bad at math. Oh, another blunderbuss. I should save that. You know what? Let's get the lens for funsies. Oh, hey, a trident. That's the other naval weapon I was looking for. Ooh, a lot of extra damage against targets above 80% health. Sounds like it would be super handy. Question is, do I want to combine my harpoon guns together? I kind of like having a bunch of ranged weapons. In fact, I don't know why I still have to anchor. Outside of, like, sheer inertia, I guess. I guess the thing is that unless you have, like, piercing damage, projectile weapons will only hit one enemy, while melee weapons can hit multiple enemies by default, right? Depending on their attack pattern, they can get a few, or they can get a lot, but they will... If you swing them into a crowd, you'll usually hit a bunch of them. I'm just gonna recycle that. So got a melee damage upgrade, but there we go, crit chance. I think I'll pick that up. Ooh, another fun thing. They will tell you how much damage a weapon has dealt in the last wave, so you can sort of make a decision from there. Do I want to maybe swap it out, or... It looks like my melee weapon's barely done anything. To be fair, it's like an emergency thing more than anything else, but... Oh, right, that's a blunderbuss, so if I swap out an anchor for that, I'll be... putting myself in... thing... Well, I'll rely a lot more on it, and considering there's an ungodly cooldown on that. Also, I don't think I'll be able to pick up both the blunderbuss and the trident in this wave. I don't have enough materials for that. Well, let's get that, and I suppose the lens as well. What else shows up? Okay. Weird ghost. I don't know. This is like another double-edged sword, right? You get a good amount of HP, but you start the next wave with 1, so... Thankfully, I haven't run into an instance where I get the weird ghost and instantly lose because I foolishly walked into an enemy, but I feel like the risk is always there. Imagine something like that would probably psych you out to try to zig when you zag and you end up smacking it into an enemy anyway and losing. It's a tier 4 weapon, so this is like the highest tier weapons can go, but also not conductive to my build, so... Also, I already have a tier 4 blunderbuss. I think I'm okay. Not gonna bother locking this one, cause I can't combine it with my current blunderbusses. I'll be fine. Alright, wait for the crowd to show up and go nuts. Oh wow. An achievement for dealing 1,000 damage in a hit. I do like it when they let you know right away if you manage to get something done. Just pop it up on the bottom real quick. It's like, yeah, you did it. Good job. Now continue killing. Since we're having a lot of blunderbusses is fun. Run into a group of materials as enemies bear down on you and you just open fire on them. It's like what the It's Always Sunny in Florida or Philadelphia meme. So I started blasting, blam, bam, but I don't see so good, so I missed. In this case, thankfully, with the auto attacks, Brotato rarely misses. Oh wow, all purples. Guess I'll get the triceps. Increase my damage. Okay. I think what I'll do is combine. Ow, but I'd be swapping out like 2 purples for red, and do I really need 2 close range weapons? Maybe 1 for each side. It can't hurt, right? As much as I want to pick up glass cannon, I kind of like 35% damage reduction. Oh, hey, look, another harpoon gun. Oh, and another trident. You know what? I can upgrade that to purple. Let's have a cursed tonic here. I can grab that. And... Hot chain gun. It's 800 materials, though. I don't know. We're at wave 17. Also, not that compatible with all my other stuff. See, even though this is like, you know, the super rare item, right? This isn't the Power Fist. Unfortunately, not good for the build, so... You know, this game at least teaches you, hey, it's a good idea to let go sometimes, right? You don't have to pick up every shiny, rare thing. Because it might not be the best for you. No doubt there are some things that are easy gets for a lot of characters, but... You know, gotta work towards your character's advantages. Hello, Wonderland Gotcha House. Yeah, the music is catchy. I kind of dig it, right? Brotato's got some pretty good music. Some nice sort of menacing techno-esque tunes. Really gets you in the mood to just like get up and dance. Sounds like the kind of thing you'd hear in a nightclub, right? Imagine just like walking into a darkened room with the lights flashing everywhere and people in all sorts of sequin costumes just you know, just shaking it and just listening to this in the background. Be very fitting. I'll get a luck boost. There we go. Now we can upgrade the harpoon gun, which leaves us unable to pick up anything else here. Let's see what else we got. Ooh. This one is like, ooh. We get some good stuff here, and weapon and pet damage that scales with elemental damage, but burning is 100% slower, so it takes twice as long to burn things up. Still though, extra damage. To be fair with burning, I think it's like more the effects you get from the proc than it is the damage over time. Oh wait, you know what, I'll lock it. Get one more reroll. +1 HP regeneration, and then another HP regeneration until the end of the wave when picking up a consumable while at maximum health. You know what? That'll probably be handy. I think there was another item that increases your max HP if you pick up a maximum, or you pick up a consumable while you're at max health. Although that one caps you at 8 per wave. That's the kind of thing that could get out of control easily, especially in the later waves when there's you know, a lot of consumables you can pick up. Also, apparently they're fruits. I think I remember reading somewhere that they called these fruits, so I guess HP regen is not capped because it's not something that could spiral out of control. Since it is a temporary thing, right? It's not like it's a permanent, like the HP is. Probably has something to do with it. Still, can't say no to stuff, even if it is temporary stuff, you know? Could be the difference between success and defeat, you know? Oh, we did it. We survived, Wave 19. Oh, wow, goldfish. Items will be 1 tier higher after the next reroll. And I got 2 free rerolls? I'll only be able to take advantage of it for the next wave, but you know what? Better than never, I guess. That's only 573 materials. See, they're gonna be 1 tier higher, so I could sacrifice these two. See what sorts of red items I could pick up. Let's do it. Ow. So they don't all become red tier. You just are guaranteed to get one now. It's a bot, wouldn't hurt. Neither would a. Actually, wisdom's pretty good too. You know, you have minus 15% damage to start, but every 5 seconds after that, right? So, you know, 15 seconds you break even, and then starting at like second 20, you know, you start scaling up from there. So it's handy. It also means I'll be unable to pick up whatever tier 4. Oh. I guess the goldfish only procs. Oh, goldfish is resting after a hard day's work. So maybe it only procs the first reroll. If you want more, you have to get more. This is our indie game's name, similar to Brotato. Oh, is it? Ah, pretty neat. Even though this won't matter, I'll block that anyway. You can see here, you have a choice. I think they added this in an update, but you can either just go to wave 20, in which case, you know, there will be a boss, and if you defeat the boss, the run will conclude there and then. Or you can go into endless, where, you know, defeat the boss, the game goes on, you can go as high as you can. Thankfully, no matter what, as long as you defeat the boss, the run is considered won. So even if you go to endless, as long as you defeat the boss, you're good. But we're just gonna do wave 20. For the sake of the stream, I want to check out some other stuff, but yeah. As you can see, there's a boss we must fight now. They're usually a bit more complex, right? Obviously a ton more health, but I'm hoping with the powered up blunderbusses and the constant stream of enemies, I can give this serpent what for. Actually, it's probably a Leviathan, isn't it? Usually if you see like a serpent-like creature in the sea, it's usually a Leviathan. Okay, this thing hurts. Ah! Oh, it's an eel. See, I face off against a similar enemy that kind of has like the bullet surrounds you, but then the one that just like homes in on you, so you have to pick a direction real quick, and I guess I couldn't react fast enough. Thankfully, this is a thing they added post-launch. Yeah, they didn't tell you who were killed by at first, but now they do. Killed by eel. Oh, can't believe it. I choked at the end. But hey, we got some unlocks anyway. Can now play as the Buccaneer. Materials have extra value. Picking up a material resets the cooldown of all your weapons. Oh, wow. Does that mean you really just want to take, like, all blunderbusses all the time? Oh, cooldown. Resets the cooldown. So that means it's like able to fire instantly. Also, I see here you have extra severely reduced attack speed and 50% materials, or fewer materials dropped from enemies, which kind of balances out everything. You have Ogre. Enemies taking double their max health as damage explode for extra damage. Additional melee. Can't equip ranged weapons, I guess is appropriate. Yeah, kind of see a summary of everything you have here. So it's like, you know, your final loadout and what you've unlocked and the items you had and the character you were playing as and then all your stats too. I think I have primary and secondary. So at least let you keep an eye on that. It's funny what they consider primary and secondary. Okay, I'll try another character. So we have here, Curious. 2 additional loot aliens appear every wave. All future loot aliens become stronger when you kill a loot alien. Oh man. And you get an experience boost for every different item you have. And then reduce damage for every duplicate item or weapon you have. And so enemies are just straight up stronger. Let's see, Builder. Every 5 uncollected materials are converted into 1 structure attack speed and 1 structure range at the end of a wave. Huh. Okay. So, I don't think I brought that up yet. But yeah, normally if you don't pick up materials at the end of the wave, they kind of get... They go into a pool, and then the next wave, the first X materials that drop will be double the value until you pick them up. But I guess in this case, you won't get that. You'll just get a stat boost, which, Wait, what is this? You can't have structures? What does that mean? You only get, like, the one turret? I should play that and see what that's supposed to mean. You're the chef, which is about consumables. Also, extra damage from non-elemental sources against burning targets. The creature gets scaling with Curse. They get reduced range at the end of the wave. Whoa. Also, reduced XP gain. Oh, man. Okay. Let's go with the Builder. I'm kind of curious to see what this one's all about. And, see, I think the Engineer in Team Fortress 2 uses a shotgun, right? Here, we'll go with the shotgun. I'm gonna pick Danger Zero this time. Played Brotato 60 hours. Well, like, certainly see how that would come to be, right? There's a lot to do in here, right? Even in the base game, there's a lot of things to unlock, a lot of things to get, a lot of characters to play as, right? A lot of achievements to attain. You can certainly sink a lot of time into this. Not to mention, it's just, like, really easy to get into, right? Like, as most horror survival games usually are. Right, this one you just, like, move around. You know, you might have to worry about positioning a little bit, but yeah, you know, not too much to think about. You know, just watch things fall before your glorious might. There should be a lot of upgrades for that. Just pick this up and fuck it, another shotgun. Oh, I should probably. I guess the whole thing with the Builder is that you want to try to avoid picking up as many materials as you can so that it all goes to the turret. And if you get it right, you'll have yourself a really souped up turret that will annihilate everything in its path. Also, it'd be a good idea to focus on engineering upgrades as well. To upgrade your one turret. Oh yeah, look at that. It's like firing shotgun shots now. Yeah, I feel like most roguelikes like these, there tends to be like a tipping point, right? At some point, you manage to figure out the challenge, and you kind of go over the edge, and everything's like smooth sailing from there. Not sure if I've reached that point yet. But we can keep on keeping on like this, yeah. So eventually, enemy health is going to scale to the point where hopefully I'll have the turret upgraded enough that they can, you know, dispatch enemies with extreme prejudice. You know, I am glad that Brotato is gonna get some more updates. So I do remember being worried, right? After Abyssal Terrors came out and there was radio silence for a while. I was like, oh, is this it? Is this all we're gonna get of Brotato? And it's pretty good for what we have, but I was like, man, sure would be nice to get more items, more enemies, more characters and stuff, and thankfully we are. We're getting Primal Dread later this year. We'll probably get a bunch more free post-launch updates. I think when Evil Empire first said they were gonna be helping out, they had like an FAQ up, and one of the questions on there was, so you are worried about bloat, right? It's like, yeah, we know of bloat, and we know it can be a problem, and we'll try to make sure to keep things controlled, right? We'll just add a few items every update. We're not gonna completely, you know, just add a whole bunch of stuff and make 90% of it useless, right? It seems like they're keeping with it so far, right? Like, the updates will add, like, maybe, yeah, 6 to, like, 9 items. Obviously, DLC adds more than that. But they've been keeping it in check, I think. Kinda wanna grab the alien eyes. Oh yeah, see the turret's a little bit extra now. I wonder if it'll look like that if you just get, like, engineering upgrades naturally. Yeah, I guess the other downside to just leaving materials on the ground is you're not getting that much experience either. So we are just, like, banking on making this turret the strongest thing there is. While in the meantime, just become squishier and squishier. Maybe it's like a trade-off kind of thing. You have to try to pick up enough material so that you can keep pace with everything, but you also want to leave enough materials to upgrade the turret enough so that it can also keep pace with everything. Okay. Seem like a lot of enemies in here have charging moves. They can close gaps, like, pretty well. The base game has enemies like that too, but they tend to be, like, fairly straightforward. They will charge and wherever you're at, so as long as you keep moving, you can juke them no problem. I mean, I'm sure I'll figure out the patterns for these enemies before long, but until then, I'm just gonna, you know, get a straight hit here and there. Man, I could just get, like, items that drop more materials. That would be ideal. So real quick, what's my... Oh, okay. Yeah, structure attack speed. 128%, structure range 128, so... You know, surely but... slowly but surely, we are powering it up. And I think about it. Oh, hey, strange book. Extra engineering for every permanent elemental damage I have, so... That'll give me a secondary thing to work towards. Get elemental damage for extra engineering. So I probably wanna... I know, maybe I don't want to lock that, because it also reduces my range damage. But it helps my crit chance, so, it balances out, maybe? Definitely have to keep an eye out for elemental damage after this. Just to make my turret even trickier. Oh yeah. Just firing out, like, shotgun bursts now. At a fairly frequent rate. Only 17 HP, I need to be extremely careful. Only on wave 9, I'm already losing like half my max health with each hit. Oh, there we go. I got a little too heady, and that ended up costing me. Let's try this one. Try the creature. Scales with curse, and I lose range and XP at the end of each wave, so... Probably means I want to stick with melee stuff, don't I? Why don't I pick up a plank? It's kind of funny, it's an explosive plank, so, you know, you smack into enemies and it blows up. Oh, I saw they also started with a fish hook. I probably should have read what that does. I might have been able to inform what I decide to do. Yeah, imagine over 20 waves. That means I'll lose you know, 200 range and like 100% XP. So it gets real bad. Oh, loot worm. This also came with the pets update, but it's a personal favorite. It just goes around and picks up any materials that might be on the ground. Also automatically destroys trees for you. So it's like one less thing you have to worry about. Also, I didn't get an additional weapon. Oh, forgot to read the fish hook. It's fine. I'll read it in the next wave shop. Yeah, you can see the worm is moving. Oh, see, it's moving up to the tree. Yeah, it just blows it up. You know, it takes some time to move there, but it does free you up a little bit to focus on other things like killing enemies in front of you. Okay, so I'll probably want to pick up another weapon, huh? I should reroll. Yeah, I can get something that is compatible with my plank here. Pick that up as well. Just need like an explosive or elemental weapon. Is that so hard? Feels. The feels. I think this game especially, it's not uncommon to see a run like completely fail out. You know, for one reason or another, right? Either you kind of get screwed over by RNG or you mess up because of your own actions, right? feel like if I don't get more armaments, this lack of killing enemies is gonna bite me in the ass. Okay, we'll go with that. This range thing will be a liability too. Imagine lower range means you have to get in closer for the weapons to kind of activate, which means you're getting real close to the enemies and they could smack into you and deal oodles of damage to you that way, so... Picking up dodge would probably be helpful. Oh, here we go. Another plank, and... You know what? Scissors would be nice. I need scissors. 61! Ooh. We'll get a... knife. Definitely gonna be trading out that crossbow. Just can imagine ranged weapons probably get, like, super hurt by a lack of range. Yeah. Gets low enough, and the ranged weapons might as well be melee weapons for all the good they do. Also gotta remember to pick up lots of curse, considering I have all the weapons will scale off of curse as well. It'll be super handy. Alright, so for dodge... I say that, and there's a crossbow 3 item. I'm just gonna ignore it. Just gonna ignore it. We go on. I only picked up the other crossbow out of desperation. I'll definitely sell that first chance I get. Man, God, the enemies with like the line attack patterns. In the first map, those don't show up unless you're at like danger level 1 or higher. I suppose it's a DLC map, so anyone who buys it would be into Brotato, so they already know what they're in for, so they have to ramp it up somehow, right? Presumably you would already have knowledge of Brotato. Get that, and that, and that, and, I guess I could get that as well. Ooh, that'd probably be good. And definitely lock those in. I like how the snowball item has a scaling effect. Get additional elemental damage when you pick up an item that increases elemental damage. True to its name. You know, you get enough elemental items and you will definitely have a snowball effect on your hands. It's rather funny, though, that, I think elemental damage currently is, like, lightning, fire, and explosive. As far as I can tell, there's, like, no ice-related attributes or anything like that, right? You also have the Ice Cube, which increases the amount of damage an enemy takes for a while when they first get hit by elemental damage. And who knows, maybe ice is like one of those things they could save for a future DLC. Certainly a lot of routes they can go for that, right? If they have a unique theme for each one, right? Like Abyssal Terrors being sort of under the sea, and Primal Dread being like dinosaurs in jungles. Could certainly see like an Arctic themed DLC, right? Something snow themed. I wonder. I do wonder too if Primal Dread will introduce like a new stat or just a new major mechanic you have to contend with. Like Curse works as a pretty unique stat on its own, but I wonder if they can add something that uniquely affects things the way Curse can. Anyways, I seem to be holding up for now. We're keeping up. I want to take a loot. Enemies take a little more damage for 3 seconds. I think I'll trade that out for this. Now, would you like to try our game? I'll appreciate it. We have a demo on Steam. Ow! I'll think about it. Usually I need like some kind of personal investment for me to get into something. I've been pleasantly surprised sometimes. You get times like these too, where you're just like shocked. You run into a crowd of enemies and are like, oh my god, it's like some kind of miracle that I'm not dead yet. Somehow. It's like, yeah, I'll hop in real quick, grab all the materials, get myself the big boost, and then get right back out, you know? Just a second, like easy in, easy out. Oh, that could have been bad. You saw how I went all the way down to 10 HP there. Oof. Down to minus 98 range. Lower range also decreases the cooldown of melee weapons, shorter travel distance. Oh, so you want like melee weapons on your character. Imagine there is like, even if they don't say it outright, there is a minimum range cap, because they're not gonna like, you know, go into negatives and suddenly have your weapons all start stretching out in the opposite direction. Oh, chance to heal 1 HP when killing an enemy. I feel like you could really benefit from that. I might as well get the Cyclops Worm. Yeah. I know when I first started playing out, I saw like those decreasing scaling things like that, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta pick up like lots of upgrades so I can sort of mitigate it. But, you know, you that also comes at the cost with like not getting other upgrades, so you just end up with a hampered character by the end, and, you know, you might get overwhelmed because you're not properly kitted. So it might be just like better to just, you know, play towards the advantages and try to minimize the disadvantages. So it's like, yeah, you lose range with every wave, then, you know, don't worry about ranged weapons, just go all melee. And obviously, you know, avoid things that scale off of range as well, because those items certainly exist. And if there are items that decrease range, then maybe they can take a higher priority, because, you know, you're already gonna have range just be in the absolute gutter. What's another extra negative range on top of that, right? So do locked items just have a random chance of being cursed as well? Also, let me look up this fish hook. Locked items, oh, yeah, right here. They have a 28% chance to become cursed when leaving the shop. I see. Makes a lot of sense. Alright, I have some tours left over. Let's see if I can finally upgrade some stuff. Notice I still have tier 1 and 2 items coming into the back half of the run here. Probably won't go over too well if I can't start synergizing a loadout soon. That's how it is sometimes, right? Sometimes RNG giveth, sometimes it taketh. Just gotta roll with what you got. I think I was reading somewhere, someone remarked on that. It's like, yeah, like it's kind of part of the roguelike experience. You're not always gonna get the perfect build, right? Like, sometimes RNG won't give you what you need, but you just have to be able to adapt to it, right? Try to maybe get something that might help you out, or maybe go in another direction, or something like that, right? You're not always going to be able to get what you need, or get what you want. You have to be able to work around that. At least see that point to an extent. Do I want more luck, or should I at least invest in lifesteal? Well, let's get lifesteal. And yeah, I'll get this for the XP boost, and I have here explosive element. Lots of precise. Let's got turrets. I'll swap out this. Actually, you know, I can swap out the scissors. So where having the damage readout really helps. Holy crap! This trident is crazy. Okay. I'm leaving by. Your understanding of roguelike late games left a strong impression on me. Oh, did it? I'm glad to hear it. Also, thanks for stopping by, Wonderland Gotcha House. Hope you have a good rest of your day. There's people, I notice people on the internet like to say happy time zone. Sort of a catch-all, right? Because obviously going to be people from around the world. You know, might be nighttime for me, but it could be like morning for someone else, or, you know, midday for other people. You never know. And sometimes saying good morning, afternoon, evening can be a bit of a handful, so I guess time zone just, it's a pretty succinct summary of it all, right? I guess it works. I'm fine with just saying something like, say, have a good day, or have a good night. Or maybe just like an implicit understanding is like, yeah, well, if it's not morning for you, you know, just like sub in another word for that, right? And go from there. I want more naval weapons or medieval weapons. But they keep on giving me precise weapons. I think I read somewhere this is also part of the mechanics. Where you pick up weapons of certain types, and I'll try to serve up weapons of that same type, so you're not like completely RNG screwed. Lukewarm there, putting in work. So just like holding my ground, killing things, just running around, picking up stuff, blowing up trees. In the first map, all the item chests that you find are shaped like crates, but fittingly enough here, they're shaped like treasure chests. Well, not like the kind of treasure chest you expect, right? These ones are like more metallic in nature. Nice thing is that you don't have to pick it up at the end of the wave either, because it'll all, like, magnetized towards you, so you'll get it. You'll get it one way or another. So here's another trade-off, kind of esoteric trade-off, right? You get extra harvesting, but you take 1 damage per second. Does not give invulnerability time, so you'll take the hit one way or another. It'll find you. It'll get you. So as long as you get cursed, having lower tier weapons won't be the end of the world. Would be nice if I could get like a medieval or another naval weapon or something. Naval especially, because I think that set bonus has curse. Which obviously works well with creatures' innate curse damage scaling. I noticed that's become a lot more explicit, especially in like the wake of the Souls-like games, because they kind of spell it out for you. But you see a lot of people kind of talk about weapons scaling off of different things, or attacks scaling off of different things, right? They don't all scale off on strength. Oh my god! So it's like narwhal type enemies that are really giving it to me. They almost had my number there, but luckily I was able to fend them off. I could upgrade my loot. Oh! Increases the amount of damage debuff they can deal. I think the lizard seems to be one of those things that you almost always want to pick up. Alright. It's a chance for materials to become attracted to you. You know, combine that with the loot worm and it's less likely you'll leave a lot of materials just lying on the floor. I just noticed we're at wave 15. Thankfully, we don't have, like, the charging narwhals. We just have these snakes that I'm guessing are shooting lasers at me. Or what is shooting at lasers? Is it the snakes, or is it something else? Anyways, I'm gonna up my crit chance. You know what? Look at the Pocket Factory. Why not? And... guess we could get a Cursed Penguin, and... why not Head Injury? I am approaching minus 200 range. I'd get real up close and personal. You know, funny thing is that range can affect weapons positively. Obviously, the higher range you have, the further out your weapons can swing. So you see, the range statistically says that it only affects melee weapons by half its effectiveness. Uh-oh. Those three-headed Hydra things with the lines of bullets. Remember, I have a decent amount of lifesteal and have that item that potentially gives me 1 HP, but that's so many bullets! Oh my freaking goodness. Okay. Man! This Abyss is not pulling its punches. I got the closest with the captain. I should give him another go. Yeah, let's do it. I'll try to do it on... what if I just got, like, a trident? Right, never mind the drawback. This is, like, real scary with the creature. Maybe I can go with, like, a full melee sailor, right? All anchors, all tridents. Maybe a blunderbuss. maybe 2 of them, right? So I can have a bit of extra firepower if I decide to go charge into a crowd of materials. Oh, hey, another trident. And that's all I'm gonna hold for now. I think each map also has like 2 final bosses you can potentially encounter, so the original map Crash Site has 2, and I'm going to assume like this map, the Abyss, also has 2. Basically, potentially face off against the eel again, or it could face off against whoever the other boss might be. Oh, dang it. Alright, we can at least get that, and let's get back out here. The one advantage to having weapon restrictions is that any weapons that you can't pick up will not show up in the shop, so it's not like you'll get any dead slots. So you have like the other characters who are like can't use any ranged weapons or can't use any melee weapons. They just straight up won't appear in the shop, which is a pretty nice touch. I remember dodge is capped, so I want to focus on getting armor. I can. Luck, I feel like, is a good thing to get early on, too. Where you can get the better quality stuff and get it earlier so it can be more effective and hopefully have like a snowball effect, right? Get enough good items early on, you can get more good items, which lets you take on later waves more handily and kind of scales from there. Eventually you kind of reach the threshold, you'll find that right item that lets you really just sail over the top. Dang it. Oh, here we go. This is what it is. Yeah, we'll get that. I wonder if I should be re-rolling early on. Roll early on, try to get armor and luck upgrades. I want a cursed book. I don't have any elemental damage, so maybe not. So I can grab. No naval items. So I can get the weird food. Since dodge is capped at 20, I'm fine with letting some of it go. Those are always the 2 defensive stats you see, right? It's like damage reduction and chance to just avoid damage entirely. You know, like some distinction between like dodge and block. Or sometimes it can be like percentage reduction and just absolute reduction. And however they calculate the damage. People will figure it out and formulate a strategy from there. Get that and that and oh, hey, look, 2 naval weapons and a corrupted shard. Yeah, I forgot you deal you deal extra damage to cursed enemies with naval weapons, so. It works, right? Get an all-naval arsenal so you can deal all the extra damage, and get high curse so you get lots of cursed enemies. They might be stronger, but you'll also be able to defeat them more quickly, which in turn gets you more materials, so you can get better stuff, so you can defeat even more enemies more quickly. just need like armor or high amount of regen or lifesteal. That works too. Yeah, I should spec towards attack speed as well. I should focus. Really shouldn't spread myself out. Yeah, get these weapons and we can get Fishhook and Ratzilla next wave. I still like that. Whenever you pick up like a new item, the appearance of the Brotato will change accordingly, depending on what you get. It's a pretty nice touch. I'm only on wave 7. Man. Ah, see, the weird ghost, but considering how many times I get hit, nah, screw that. That would just be like an I lose button, or an eventual I lose button, right? I wouldn't lose right away, but would eventually, I would eventually pay for it. Still haven't gotten a 6th weapon. Seem to be holding out fine though. I'm okay for now. But just for now, though. So has anyone been keeping up with Uma Musume? I'm still in it, right? I'm still kind of getting into it. I mentioned that independent training has really revitalized my interest in the game. Now, I'm like, okay, I just have enough energy to maybe hop on every now and then, do a couple independent trainings, let my Umas do their thing, and just get on every now and then to sort of, you know, distribute their stats and be done with it. It's all good. See, it works pretty well, because I think with, like, even with the events and everything, I don't need to be, like, going in, like, every hour in order to get things done. Like, the frequency with which I sort of check in on Uma Musume is just enough to sort of get everything I want from the events. They had, like, an, aptitude test event running recently, and I was able to grab everything from there. What is this? Bone dice. 50% chance to get 1% damage when re-rolling in the shop. 10% chance to get -1 max HP on re-rolling in the shop. Oh man. So get a good amount of extra damage, but you know, considering my current HP level, I do like that the items that have the sort of the certain things related to them will have like a counter to let you know like how much you've gained and lost from them. There's other ones, right? Like the ones that have like the discount, the vouchers that discount the items in the shop, or the ones that give you free rerolls will keep track of how many materials you saved. So you can see like how effective they were across the entire run, which is a pretty nice touch, all things considered. Alright, grab that. Where are we at? 29% less damage. Not bad. Get the snake on the off chance I find a sausage. Yeah, gonna mow him down. guess wave 9 in the Abyss is a pretty good farming wave too. Just cut them down by a lot. Lots of materials. Make sure you take out the purple enemies to get lots more. Also go for crowds. That helps a lot too. So I'll get that. And hey, more crit chance and more damage percent and more armor and a small fish. Let's see what else we get. Ooh, here we go. A coupon. And we're gonna re-roll again. Oh man. Okay, we gotta get these, right? And I suppose I'll lock the garden. Having fruit on hand is just handy, you know? It's like those lamprey-like enemies will charge at you if you get close. You have to be able to burst them down or stay at range to pick them off. I have so many tridents. So I'll just going into the crowd and wiping them out. Usually it's enough to take them out. Unfortunately, I have like quite a bit of cooldown. Was it like a second? Let's increase my attack speed, I guess. My armor currently gives me 40% damage reduction. Yeah, I can get that. Ooh, I can get the trident. Nice thing is that you can choose to combine or recycle items, and they'll things together like that. If you want to keep the silver bullet. Ooh, should I save for the coil as well? Extra knockback and more damage for every knockback I have. Might not be so bad. Ooh! If you want to get that. Okay. Moving on as we enter the back half of the run here. Hopefully this will go over better. These enemies be fast, but my tridents are cutting them down before they can smack into me. Common thing I find myself falling into sometimes is just running on the edge of the map. Right? Sort of just like kiting your enemies that way, right? That, of course, has the disadvantage of leaving all the materials in the center, and if you don't run in to pick them up, that might leave you with less to work with, over time, but occasionally, at some point you'll have to jump in there and get that stuff, right? Lock that, and... Oh, I see. Goldfish is rested. So you only get one, like, tier up reroll period. Unless you get more goldfish. Then becomes a resting goldfish. Just have the hope that the tier up item you find will be everything you wanted and then some. Also, it's not everything that tiers up, it's just that you'll get at least one item of the next tier. Considering the sailor deals extra damage to cursed enemies and I have all naval weapons, it's just within my best interest to kind of beeline towards the guys in the purple outline. Everything else will get taken care of in their crossfire, in their cross stab, cross pierce. Cross pierce! That sounds like a good name for a thing. Like the action movie of the summer. This summer, Chris Pratt stars in Cross Pierce. Okay. Get wisdom and... Man, I've been sitting on 10 luck this whole time. That's not... It's not that much. I have a thing here that scales off elemental damage. Yeah. Let's pick this up, but... I mean, it's 1. It's just 1. Probably won't be that bad. Yeah, we'll grab it. You know what? We'll leave it at that. It'd be nice if I could get more tridents, or blunderbusses, or anchors. I feel like the anchor didn't do much. Maybe I should just focus on tridents and blunderbusses. I'm thinking another one. Another one would probably be fine. That would probably allow me to jump into piles of materials near crowds fairly effectively. Honestly, seems like a good combo, right? Tridents kind of take everything out, leaves a pile of materials, have another crowd roll in, right? Pick it all up, and the blunderbusses just fire off like machine guns. Would make it nice if I could. Wow, now you give me all the tier 3 stuff. You know what? I'll lock these two. I can grab them next wave. Honestly, it's probably not a good thing for me to do, picking up burning stuff when I have no way to proc a burn. It's like the whole flux problem, right? You get a keeper, you know it's like really good with certain goals. So you hang on to it on the foolish notion that maybe the goal will show up, but yeah, that's probably not the best thing to do. Ideally, you'd be swapping things out and trying to figure out how to go for the current goals on hand or try to anticipate what might come up next so you can be ready for it when it actually shows up. Oh, this is the one with the charging narwhals. Yep, there they are. There they are. It's gonna be more and more numerous. Just gotta treat that like a bullfight, huh? Just juke around them and then stab them on as they go past you. Oh hey, look, bone dice again, but I'm not gonna fall for that trick. And let's get that, get up to 24%. Hey look, they're both cursed now. Let's get those. And one last fish hook. That'd be the end game, huh? Make every enemy cursed. The sailor will just annihilate them. That makes me wonder: is there a chance for like elite enemies and bosses to become cursed? That'd be pretty frightening. The downside of curse, you might have to deal with an extra hard boss, as if they weren't already like hard and tanky enough. Right, you even saw that, right? Even with my like tier 4 blunderbusses that were popping off. still took a while to get it down to good range, and then I just got overwhelmed by projectiles. Get that. Make them explode. I won't get that. Go for armor. Where are we at now? 48% less damage. Oh, okay. This is the other XP item I was talking about. Unconditional XP gain. You'll get a large boost in the next wave, but the enemies will hit that much harder. Plus 50% enemy damage. That's nothing to sneeze at, but I suppose no guts, no glory. It'd actually be a boon for me. If I encounter a lot of cursed enemies, right? And you know, if they never reach me, that extra damage isn't really gonna matter too much, right? That's all I have to do. Just not get hit. Right? That's all I gotta do. Taps forehead. Just don't get hit. You know, it's that easy, right? I assume those things are like enemy generators, and if I leave them alive, they're just gonna send out crowds of enemies. Reducing enemy speed. I also reduce my own. I'm already at minus 12%. I'm already feeling the lack of speed. Hey, black flag. +1 material when you kill a cursed enemy. More enemies, more enemy health, more enemy damage. But it's really, really good if you can get a lot of curse. Oh, riposte though. That's good no matter what. Okay. Well, maybe I'll pick that up anyway. Or should I? I'm only gonna have like 3 waves with which to benefit from it. Don't know if I'll gain that many materials out of it. I'm making the enemies a little bit harder. Also, it only works on cursed enemies, so yeah, maybe I should let that one go, actually. Probably would have been real great if I could get it, like, earlier, but at this point, maybe not so much. Go, crowd. You know, game, if you could just, like, give me a few more tridents, that would be great. I really appreciate that. Look at the range. Oh. Notice that enemy health and damage is now less. I still have to deal with, 10% more enemies. Got that. 50% less damage. And we'll just get that. 2 free rerolls? Sure. Oh, here we go. Trident. Cursed laser turret. Oh, I'll aim for that too. Oh, you know what? I had one more reroll. I could have used it. See what else I could lock in maybe for the next wave. Well, locking in. It's like a double-edged sword, too. Sure, you might be able to reserve an item, but that's also like one potential good item that you might lose out on. Of course, it's like Schrodinger's item, right? It's both good and bad, but you'll never know what it was because you obviously locked that slot into another item. Yeah, even with like minus 15% speed, I'm kind of feeling the effects. You know, this guy isn't as spry as they were in their young years, right? They become a grizzled old veteran. They've seen things. In fact, they're still seeing things. They got like 2 more waves worth of seeing things here. Damn, I can't afford everything here. Let's see if we can save Doc Moth and... Oh, there's another blunderbuss. Question is, do I combine these 2 tridents and just grab this one? You know what? Yes. Yes, I will. Let's see what else I get. Ooh. Power generator. If only I had positive speed, this would be great, but... Fortunately, it is not. I'm sure someone's probably already figured out the optimal number of blunderbusses to have, so that when you charge into a crowd, you can take them to town. It's probably not 2. I had to imagine the numbers like 3 or... oh god. Yeah, you walk into a pile of materials and like start firing off like machine guns. Oh god, oh god. I need fruit. Whew. Thank goodness for that garden. Alright, wow! Look at that. I think the flag has paid itself over. Get more crit chance. Here we are. Wave 20. This is it. Think carefully about what we want to spend our... Oh, you know what? I should get the alien tongue. Wasp. I want 1 warrior helmet. We have here with 20 armor. 50%, 7% less damage. Dang it! At wave 20, finally get the good stuff. Unfortunately, we must go in with what we have. Oh, okay, we're facing off against the other boss. It's like a horror shark. Doc Moth can be a fun one. You have a healing zone, which greatly increases your regeneration as long as you stay in it. It's a pretty small zone, though. Becomes very unsafe to be in after a while as the enemies get more numerous. Nice thing is that you don't have to defeat a boss. You could try to wait it out, and if you manage to survive to the end of wave 20, you'll still win. As a conditional, though, if you do try to do that, after a certain amount of time, if the boss hasn't advanced to like its next stage, it will automatically transition to it. So you can't just like try to wimp it out and keep it at phase 1 where it might be the most manageable. No, you'll have to face it at its peak form, at least for a small amount of time. Okay, I need fruit, I need health. Alright, we're okay, we're okay. Yeah, there we go! Sailor has won! Like, they'll tell you outright to run the one! You know, funny thing is, I think when this game first came out, they didn't have the entering and exiting animations. You just kind of appeared on the map, but I guess when Evil Empire kind of hopped in here, they were like, yeah, we added an animation. And for you speedrunners, right, it's not going to add any extra time on that, right? The run will start once you gain control of your character. Yeah, now they drop in via parachute, and then they get beamed out at the end. Treasure map. Extra chance of finding... Oh, chance of finding an extra item in the crate. Ooh! It's handy, actually. Fortunately, we didn't get any new characters. Okay. Try someone different. What if I tried the Buccaneer? This one is just like blunderbuss to the max. No, you will get real good with just like hopping into the fray and getting piles of materials. I think they knew that was going to be the whole thing too, because that's why they reduced the amount of materials. And to make sure that you weren't going to get screwed over by currency, they are worth double their value. This is the way they structure this, right? You look at it as like 100% increase. Oh, that's good. 50% fewer materials. Oh, that's bad. Picking up material receipts to cool down your weapons. That's good. Oh, reduce attack speed. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, it's like upsides on the top, downsides on the bottom. Maybe a shredder would be a good thing to have. Let's try that. Oh yeah, I think before, in the Abyss, the characters didn't swim, but now they swim. Evil Empire had a go at that too. They're like, yeah, we now, the characters will now swim in the water because we know that this game about, you know, sentient potatoes fighting off aliens really needed more realism. I mean, it's a nice touch. It's not like they're going all the way there, so it's appreciated. We shouldn't worry about too much about attack speed in this case, right? Focus on other things. So you do have the instant cooldown condition. It's like, just let them get close and then pick up the material and then have your weapons pop off. And if they're on cooldown, try to run around for a bit. They only fire twice, or half as often. That's what 100%. That's what 100% is, right? Luck. I should get luck. Ooh, projectiles pierce. Fucking this other shredder. And we're moving on. Also means unless you have a pile of materials around, don't engage the high health enemies. Alright. Only wave 3. Feeling the pressure here. Some dodge. Probably should have gone for luck, but I picked up dodge. It's giving me all shotguns and shredders. Okay, maybe I'll lock this one in. Get the ritual. The ritual circle. Thankfully, I have not seen one of those in real life. I feel like if I did, I'd probably, like, freak out super hard. Right, it's the kind of thing you only hear about, like, TV shows, but knowing that there's people out there who probably do those things and, you know, if it's not part of their, like, beliefs, they genuinely believe that. Even if it... Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually gonna re-roll. Hey, range damage. There we go. It's something. Ooh, I want to get the butterfly, maybe. Yeah, let's go for that. Elemental damage, I can kind of work back in the other direction. I think that's another enemy that Evil Empire added to them. It's like the Gobbler. that goes and gobbles up materials, but it looks a lot like their logo too, doesn't it? Okay. Now we'll just keep getting luck. More luck. And pick up a tier 2 laser gun, of course. And that, and... Hey, you know what? Won't get burning unless I can park burning on my own. I can use those materials towards other things, right? Things that will actually work for me right away, and not, like, maybe be good eventually when I get the right things. Imagine there are no naval weapons that can burn on their own, right? There are certain weapons that can apply burning by themselves, right? Like the flamethrower and the torch, but... maybe I just haven't unlocked it yet. Who knows? Ah, here we go. This is where a power generator would come in handy, because I'm not at, like, a severe minus speed yet. Okay, crit chance is fine. Reroll. God. Yeah, just get dodge. And... get a laser gun, get some more crit, and see what else we get. Oh, you know, we're pretty early on, right? Current level 8. We got a good amount of regen out of this. Not. Extra damage and HP, but weapons can no longer be upgraded or recycled. So they're really at the mercy of the shop there. Wow. That's the kind of stuff you get at the end, right? When you feel like you've got a build locked in, or I don't need too many more upgrades. Oh god. That one hit took off a lot of health. It was a cursed enemy, to be fair. Okay. Those things, man. They're pretty scary. Lack of cooldown. Really. Who is the guy in? I noticed that the characters don't have any backgrounds here. Notice here you switch backgrounds. You have a different color, right? Depending on like what danger level you beat them at. So I guess each map has its own thing. Which I guess makes sense, because each map has its own enemy arrangements. Alright, why don't I try one with an old character, see how they do in here. Got the Ranger, and have them come in swinging with a Shredder at Danger 0. Oh yeah, the Ranger was also one that starts with a pistol by default, no matter what other weapon you pick up. So you'll start with 2 weapons. Like most games, I think the pistol remains a viable weapon even at the end. Tier 4 version can tear things up pretty well, especially if you get like things like piercing and attack speed up and things like that. Yeah, Ranger being one of the earlier characters you unlock is pretty straightforward, right? Just get guns, get lots of guns, stack range damage, attack speed, crit chance. Watch your damage skyrocket. Obviously, you want to stay away, try not to get up close and personal, keep a little distance. Of course, you'll have the bob and weave to pick up the piles of materials. I'm in the Abyss, right? I didn't accidentally switch it back to Crash Site. Yeah, I see oxygen bubbles. I think I'm in the Abyss. I mean, also fighting against trip enemies, that should be more of an indication there. I guess the game tracking victories per map makes sense, because the Steam version at least has achievements for also clearing each map with each character, right? Yeah, I saw on Steam, this game has 170 achievements, and it's just going to get even larger when Primal Dread comes out. And have even more there, right? Assuming Primal Dread comes out with a new map. Probably will. I feel like that's the thing they save for the paid DLCs. New map, new mechanic, tons of new characters and items and weapons and stuff. The smaller updates will add characters and items and weapons, but it does not seem like they add you know, a new map or a substantial mechanic. I mean, no, they do add substantial mechanics. I mean, there was the pets update, but I mean, you know, they're now adding something that goes on like the stats screen or something like that, I imagine. Right, that's probably a good way to put it. Just notice I don't have a laser gun. Okay, I probably want to get the whistle. And grab the SMG for now. Oh, okay. Something here I want to boot, maybe. Yeah, we'll boot that. Get the laser. It's probably more disadvantageous for me. I like having unique weapons when I can. Right? If it can still work something out with it. Obviously, with something like, say, the naval weapons, which I guess I only have like 3 currently, I'll be fine with doubling up, or like even quintupling up. But something like guns, which there are like quite a few of. Be fun to spread out. In fact, it reminds me of MDK. Anyone remember MDK? Especially 2. I think 2 is the one that added different characters, but one of them was like a Max, which was the 4-armed dog. The whole gameplay thing was that they can equip a different weapon with each arm. So it's just all about like laying down tons of rounds at your enemies and just laying waste to them that way. Just get that. And we'll get that as well. A little extra dodge and harvesting. See, there's like a number of ways to do defense, right? As long as you kind of feel like you should probably focus on 2 of them. Like, armor and lifesteal, probably not a bad idea, right? You'll take reduced damage and you can heal yourself up pretty quickly by staying in the fray. And dodge and HP regeneration, probably not too bad either. You can potentially take hits, and then the ones that you do take, you can try to heal back up pretty quick. Go, another bullet. Get the hedgehog, and leave it at that. I need luck. Hopefully I didn't pass up any luck items. Quite the oversight if I did. Yeah, you may have noticed on the crash site map, but when it comes to higher difficulty runs, this guy is my go-to. kind of a playstyle I kind of can wrap my head around the most. Grab guns and unga bunga. So hopefully I'll be able to work my way into a run clear with this one. I should probably grab some lifesteal. Ooh, definitely get the coupon. Oh, definitely that, and see what else shows up. Guess we get more trees spawn. And definitely don't want minus luck, not at 0. Yeah, I have to remember that. This spell doesn't have the same advantage that the Sailor does against cursed enemies. They get the materials bonus, but that's it. No damage bonus. At least I can leave the worm to tree destroying duty. I've run into it a few times where I'll forget to visit a particular corner of the map and just like wonder, oh man, I haven't seen any trees, and I finally run across the tree, but by then time's almost up, so I don't get to reap the benefits of the tree. Happens more often than you'd like. More often than I'd like. Okay, keep upping that. Definitely not gonna get that. Should I get this? It's more attack speed and range. With guns, probably a good idea. Oh hey, we can upgrade our pistol here. And should I do it? Coming into wave 9, just take the bait. Yeah, let's do it. Do it at least once. See how bad of a decision that is. So yeah, it's like, not only do they charge, they also fire projectiles at you. And 2 of them! You saw, like, how hard they hit, too. That was almost very much a decision I would have come to regret had I been, less good at dodging their projectiles there. Hey, now I just get like 8% damage, so, yippee. And just like that. Now if you just give me some luck. All I need is a miracle. All I need is luck. Maybe fewer lasers, that would be nice too. Oh, or pet cell, I'll take that, I suppose. Damage, oh, definitely get 9% dodge. Definitely get a big discount. And, some more of that. Ooh, treasure map. Ratzilla. Ah! Here's our harpoon gun. Yeah, I should trade out one of these other guns. Shotgun's only dealt 900 damage. Oh, the shredder's only dealt 800. Alright, we're gonna... It'd be nice to have 2 explosions, though. Oh, because I also have dynamite up here. Hey, you know what? We'll get rid of that. Find something else to boot. Next round, lock in the harpoon. Oh, that means there's 4 naval weapons, aren't there, right? The blunderbuss, the harpoon gun, the anchor, and the trident. For now. There might be others, right? There might be others that are unlockable. I just haven't gotten to them yet. That's the nice thing about trees appearing, is that the loot worm will go for them, but they'll also gobble up materials in the path, so ends up being a boon in both ways. Okay, get more crit chance. There we go. I think I'm just gonna boot the laser gun, swap in the harpoon gun, and this is -8 luck. 25 XP in gains. Nothing to sneeze at. Go for that. I'm still getting decent quality stuff there. Oh, snap. I notice gray numbers when I shoot some of those enemies. Is armored like a new state too? I guess like certain attacks will deal less damage to it. That's wild. Oh god. Maybe I should invest in more lifesteal. Try to get larger pickup range. Okay, these sharks that can close the gap are really cramping my style here. I have a 117 range. I think I can afford to take a hit to that. Okay, more crit chance, and hey, there we go. Rocket launcher. Oh, wait. I can do this, though. Combine this to create the ultimate SMG. Put that in there, and combine that for now. Right, not gonna combine these two shredders yet, because I think I want... Oh, wait, no, I can do that, can't I? Well, I'm not sure if I want the revolver. I think I probably want another weapon in that slot, so maybe we'll just leave it at this for now. Some AoE damage would probably be handy, so the enemies are going to be more and more numerous. Being able to wipe out swaths of them in one fell swoop would probably be a boon. Okay, so those lobster things do charge at me if I get close to them. I don't remember, I don't have blunderbusses. So it's not like I'll get like an amazing fire rate boost if I run to a pile of materials. I just get a pile of materials, which is still great on its own, but... Hey, look at that, even more dodge. I think that puts me at 31. And, I guess we'll get a little bit more dodge. Oh, here we go. Ugly Tooth might be good thing to grab, reduce their speed. Man, I feel like this is like one of the things I never get. Anything that gives you an advantage while standing still, because who the fuck would stand still in this game? Not with like everything that can hit you like a truck. Okay, now I might combine these for the tier 3 laser gun. Do I want to re-roll again? I just want to pick up the injection and be on my way. Save my 17 mats. Maybe something good will come next round. I wonder if explosive damage pierces like whatever armor those fellas have. Ah, loot worm. My beloved. Probably a reason why it's unique. I feel like having even one more would trivialize part of what makes this game a challenge. Right? Leap worms obviously are to ease things up, but yeah, you don't want to make it completely something you can just like ignore completely, right? Also, it does go for trees. It does prioritize trees too, so. We'll kind of muck things up that way. All right, I'm just gonna recycle that. Current 17%. I could get 6 dodge, go up to 40. I think dodge has a cap. Yeah, 60%. 60 is like the normal cap. Ooh, I could get more ratzillas and cats, so why not? Alright, definitely re-roll here. Flamethrower! Man, I haven't had good luck with the flamethrower. You know what, I'll get the shady potion though. Finally get some positive luck. You know what, I'll get the peaceful bee. Salt water. Extra melee damage and attack speed and extra speed when you take damage, and then reduced elemental damage. Guess what would make for a nice getaway tool. Like, most of the time when you do get smacked into an enemy, you know, there's usually because they're really fast. That being said, the extra speed might propel you into another enemy and send you to your demise more quickly. Also, melee damage is of no benefit to me, so maybe I'll leave that alone. Get something better with my 115 materials, right? There's another item in the game, the piggy bank. That gets you, gives you, like, materials equal to 20% of what you're holding when you leave a shop. So there comes the trade-off, right? Like, I'm gonna try to build it up and also not spend as much. That way you can get a big stipend of materials. And the fact that it only procs when you leave the shop does force you into that decision, right? It's not like you get it at the end of a wave. In that case, it would just be like unconditionally good and maybe actually broken. This one actually forces you to make a decision. Also, if you like elect to go into endless mode, I think it stops working after wave 20, so it's not like you can just get more and more materials at that point. Maybe they realized that would be like absolutely busted there, so they're like, yeah, no. That. Get the propeller hat. Eh. Much as a nice smorgasbord of stats would be, a good amount of those are not good for me. Also, minus 6% dodge is not something I'm into. Remember correctly, the Pets update also added a character that really benefits off of pets. Or it really makes pets shine. Because they don't get any weapons, but now like any damage stats they get will also benefit the pets. And other upgrades too, like I think attack speed and stuff also works with it. Uh-oh. You know, the goal there is to just get like a ton of pets and have them do the work of taking everyone out while you try to dodge for your life. Oh yeah, you might be also wondering, what is the plot of this game, right? What is the lore behind it? It's not too much. I think you're like a last survivor of a ship that crash-landed on a hostile alien planet and have just survived for 20 waves before rescue arrives. Yeah, that's kind of the long and short of it. Also, not a plot that's like referenced in game at all. You know, you just objective survive, really. -3 knockback. Still. Maybe it can benefit from more armor. Yeah, increases my damage reduction to 29. Goldfish? Sure. Oh, makes the reroll free too. Okay, so just wait until like a tier 3 weapon shows up, and then I reroll and see, and hope that the tier 4 is good. But it only works once. Although it does make the reroll free. So there's that. I can't just use it willy-nilly. Yeah, okay, I see where it is. Oh god. It's those Hydra things again. Their lines of bullets. They definitely have like some sort of leading algorithm in there. It's like, which way is the character moving? Make sure you put the bullets a little ahead of them so that if they just keep on moving at the direction, they're gonna smack into it, so... Really gotta try to juke them that way. Oh my god! I'm locking this. I'm locking this for the sole purpose of having it. Because I want to get the rocket launcher, right? I'll buy that and then re-roll and see what sort of tier 4 item shows up. I could probably take a large range hit, because the baby with a beard fire off a bullet, and since it's range damage, it'll be handy. Might actually be really good for crowds. If only I could get, like, Rip and Tear. I feel like that would also be super good. A combination of that would let me pare down crowds pretty effectively. Well, I need to go and see, like, how many times the treasure map has procced. Say 20% chance of getting an extra item. Sure they track that. Get more armor? Yeah, I do. Definitely recycle that though. And recycle that. Ooh, definitely take the silver bullet. Oh, okay. So it doesn't say like on the interface, it just like potentially gives you a double item on the give you an item screen. 38% less damage. Alright. Again, I could use more armor, though. Maybe more crit chance. Ah! Hello, Gunter Maxwell. How are ya? Just rolling in here, are ya? I feel like I don't need a recycling machine at this stage of the game. Oh yeah, let's look up the treasure map. I just found 2. Okay. So it does have a benefit. Yeah. Just in time to watch me play a DLC that came out 2 years ago. But hey, it fits the swimsuit nature of everything, right? Because we're under the sea. It's wetter, but I'm not sure if it's better. Certainly don't take it from that lobster guy. Rolling harder than Limp Bizkit. Ouch. Just rolling, 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 rolling. I'm pretty sure that wasn't Limp Bizkit, was it? Alright. What do we have? Armor vest. Lots of armor and dodge. Oh, I guess I'm 28 max. Well, you know, that's pretty good. Another silver bullet. I'll definitely recycle that. Ah, okay, we're in here. Yeah, I don't think I have any elemental stuff, so, Ice Cube would be useless. Actually, everything here will be useless. This would probably be the time I would roll that. Ashes! A lot of that, -1 armor at the end of the wave. So that means it'll only be like -3 here. For all that. Dude, that's actually super good. You know, getting Shackles and Rocket Launcher will probably also be good since we're close to the end here, so we're not going to be having many changes after that. Might be fine to lock it in there for the substantial boost. Wave 19, so gotta make sure to gather up enough materials before then. Yeah, if you find the right tier 4 item, it can be pretty nuts, right? Suddenly you go from, like, maybe good to amazing, or maybe you could, like, completely turn a run around. Look at how, like, a lot more easily I can take care of this crowd. I mean, sure, they're still advancing, and it still hurt a lot, but I have to be particularly careless if I were to fail out now. Right, as long as I avoid those lines, I think I'll be okay. Alright. I'll just up my speed here. There we go, yeah, enough materials to get the Shackles, which will cap us at 2 speed, and then the Rocket Launcher goes to tier 4. And, you know, let's see if we can just get anything here. Fortunately, we can't. Alright, this is it. Wave 20. Do or die. Hopefully we're not facing off against the eel. We are facing off against the eel. It's okay, we got the range advantage. Although eventually we'll have that circular attack. So you have to figure out which direction to go. Oh, it goes into the spiral. Like a shell, right? It's trying to wipe us out with okay, the bullets are closing in now, so now you have to figure out which direction to go to avoid the shots. Oh man, turning things on its head. Also, it's got the... Oh wait, I did it! Ha ha ha! I did it, I defeated the boss. Ooh, got me the diver. So wait, did I unlock that by... I'm wondering, was it because I cleared it with the Ranger on Abyss, or was it because of some other condition? Oh no, it was because of, is it defeating 100 enemies at faraway range? That's probably it. Start with a harpoon gun, reduced harpoon gun price, so they're just free, huh? And precise weapons get big boosts. But you also have minus 100 range damage and 250% enemy health. Dude. Oh, I see how it works. Because enemies take 300% more damage for 3 seconds when hit by ranged damage. So now the playstyle becomes... get them with the harpoons and then close in and really go to town with whatever melee weapons you can pick up. Well, if they're precise weapons, you're probably going to have a lot of knives. Fitting for a diver, right? I think divers have knives with them, usually. Sometimes to defend themselves, sometimes to cut themselves free if they need to. And a gobbler hat. Wow. Gee, this picture looks familiar. I wonder where could this be from? You know, it's a pretty straightforward item for what it is, but... Alright. Getting late here. I think that has been a look at Brotato Abyssal Terrors, you know. Good DLC, you know, and the new map does provide a nice visual change and slight mix-up with all the enemies, and of course a bunch of new characters and a new mechanic and items to wrap your head around. Will give you a lot of extra things to play around with, and this game's getting more updates, right? We'll have Primal Dread soon, probably get some more post-launch updates after that, so the game will keep on going, right? Thanks to Blobfish and Evil Empire. That being said, it's not all, like, you know, extra items and stuff. They've certainly done other things too, like the extra animations, and would you believe this game also didn't have, like, a profile selection to start, so before you only had the one save file, but now you can have up to 3 of them. And track progress individually. You also have, like, an unlock all button, so you can unlock everything, although that also disables... It won't allow you to get achievements, right? You still have to get them the regular way, so, you know, you need to get in here and do that. They also have a... Would you believe they did not have a compendium? They did not have a codex at the start, but this is one of the things they added over time, so now you can see everything you've got, right? All the achievements and the items that you've found, and the weapons too, and enemies. Now, funny thing is that I don't think the enemies were named, or maybe they were named, but we just weren't made apparent until now, so now you can know this is the fin alien, the baby alien, anemone, horned bruiser, anglerfish bruiser. Hey, blobfish, right? Just like the other company's icon. You know, charger. Some of these are enemies that show up on the regular map. Like how they also have a tally of how many you've killed and how many times they've killed you. You can also see how they scale too, right? Like how much HP and damage that they gain, depending on the wave. Ah, hello, Molecular Shadow Fox. Good to see ya. How are ya? Yeah. We're wrapping things up. I did take a look at Brotato Abyssal Terrors, and yeah, that has been a look at that. Oh, you know, there's something else on the show, but they had different intros, right? Like what you see there is the Brotato intro. But yeah, you can switch it up too, right? You have classic Brotato, right? This is the title screen you saw for a good long while, but they also have them for various updates they have. So Paws and Claws, which was their pets update, and also All Pain, No Gain, which was their like super extreme difficulty update. I kind of like this. So, like, even if you don't get the paid DLC, you'll be able to, you know, swap between different title screens, and yeah, kind of like an Evil Empire slash Motion Twin trademark. You get a nice little animated trailer and a title screen. So that's pretty cool, right? Tired, hee. How's you? I'm doing pretty well for the start of the week, you know. Oh yeah, New Dawn. The first post-Evil Empire update. Just let you know, hey, we're not done yet. We're gonna still update Brotato with some more stuff. Don't you worry. Like a breath of fresh air, but yeah. Yeah, as I said, week's been pretty good, right? Off to an okay start. Quest turned out to be different from what people expected, so just turned in what I had, and I'll probably start working on something new. And a little tired. I'm tired as well. I think I mentioned it at top, but I actually did take a nap before stream. It's like 25 minutes before. I'm like, all right, I'll just go to sleep, see what happens, and whenever I wake up, I wake up. If I'm late, it'll be a story to tell. But yeah, other than that, good time so far. Okay, I should probably quit ad here. All right, we'll go to the chat screen and zoom in. You know what? We can do a little post-stream chat since we got other people in here. But yeah, hopefully